Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauryne if this is your first time here. And in today's video, I'm doing a quick get ready with me. I wanted to do this series where I show you guys how to do makeup that looks good in person and in everyday settings. So let's get started. So the first step to ensuring that your makeup looks good in person is a good skincare routine. I did that off camera, but right now you see me applying a primer. Most days I don't use a primer, but I wanted to use one today. But I find that my makeup looks good either way, so I just decided to use a primer today. I'm using the Pat McGrath primer. I'm going to set my primer next. I learned this trick from Jackie Aina. She usually sets her primer after she puts it on to ensure that her makeup lasts longer throughout the day and it combats the oil, and I found that really makes a difference in my makeup routine as well. I'm making sure that I'm using a finely milled powder so it doesn't ball up under my foundation. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. I'm in the shade 520, and I really love the way this foundation looks and wears throughout the day. It doesn't feel cakey or anything, and it really looks like skin. So I take my time blending this around my problem areas. I like to focus the coverage on my cheeks, and then I make sure that I don't put too much on my forehead or on my nose, but I really want to make sure I blend this well and take it around my ears and down my neck, just so that there's no line of demarcation. I'm using a new concealer today. It's the hydrating concealer from e.l.f. I'm using the shade Deep Cinnamon, I believe it's called, but I've used this a couple of times and I really like the coverage of the concealer. It doesn't feel too matte or anything, ergo like the hydrating, but yeah, it really lasts really well throughout the day. I usually let the concealer under my eyes sit for a second while I do something else, like my eyebrows in this instance, so I can let it get a little bit tacky so that when I go to blend it, it keeps the coverage. So that's what I did right here, and it ends up blending out really nicely. Next, I'm going in with this liquid highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I found that over the past couple of weeks, I'm not liking the way powder highlighter sits on my skin that much anymore. So I usually just use a liquid and leave it at that. So some days I'll do it under foundation, or I'll do it over foundation. Most days I'll do it both, but this time I'm just doing over my foundation, and you'll still get the glow, but it looks like a more natural, glowing from within glow. Now, to make sure everything doesn't move throughout the day, I'm setting my concealer and everything with the same powder I used in the beginning. I'm using my Huda Beauty powder in the shade Blondie. I'm making sure that I really set the center of my face because that's the area that gets the most oily. And yeah, just set in all the areas that I highlighted. It's so funny how your makeup game can change over the course of a couple of years. I remember when I first started with makeup, I never used blush, but now I really love the way blush looks. I'm using this blush from Tarte. It's in the shade Feisty, and I'm being really generous with it because, that's the thing that disappears first in your makeup, or that fades first when you're wearing makeup throughout the day. So I'm packing that on. And the final step for my face is bronzer. I'm using my Busted CoverGirl bronzer. I got this from Amazon, and I'm using this to warm up the perimeter of my face. Now that my face is all done, I'm moving on to eyes. This is a very, very simple eye look. I'm just taking some random mattes from the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is just 2 shadows I use, and I'm throwing them in my crease just to define the lid and everything. And I'll put some on the outer V for more definition, and then I'm going to go in with a shimmer from my Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions palette. I really love the reflex in this shade and how whenever the light hits, you know, my eye, it looks wet. So I really, really love that shade. Like, I would buy that palette again for that shade in particular. And then I'll usually throw on some mascara. This is the Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara. I really love the way how that lasts throughout the day, and I was rushing, so I couldn't do a wing or anything, but yeah, I'll usually interchange this look. I'll do the same look, but either put a wing on, put some lashes on, but that look is usually like the base for what I do every day. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you see me walking around, I'll be wearing a nude lip. So this has been my favorite combo at the moment. I love the Revlon lipstick in the shade, what is it? Chocolicious? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And then I take my Maybelline lip lacquer in Unreal, and that gives me a great nude base, and then I put gloss bomb on top of it, and yeah, that's the final look. This is my go-to look, really, when I'm going to work or church or anything, or something I do when I just want to spruce myself up, and I find that I get a lot of compliments on it. As you can see, it was not that hard at all to achieve. So I hope this was helpful to you guys, and you can see that you could get it too. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment what other looks you would like me to do in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.